So someone has asked to see some soft chords in Harmor. I'm just gonna go over like what makes chords sound soft. So a lot of it has to do with like the timbre, which in real life instruments has a lot to do with the instrument that's being used, and the velocity at which it's being used. So that also will affect the timbre. The timbre. So I have some. So I believe he was talking more about like piano stuff, like electric piano kind of deal. So when he said that, I had, yeah. So I came up with this. As an example, or I think what it sounded like he was talking about R&B, which is rhythm and blues. This is what came to mind as well. Like Rhodes, but it's really hard to make things like Rhodes. And like Harmor, it's hard to make like real sounding sounds in Harmor to begin with for Rhodes and stuff. So if you want to make soft sounding things, that's possible, but we'll have to get to that. So some things right away to help you with like making soft chords, as you'll notice over here in the blur section of Harmor, these knobs, there's a time blur attack which you can use, which basically adds as like if you had this volume envelope activated, it adds like a really quick fade in for the volume, like global volume, which is pretty nice. So if you have plucky sounds, you can take away the attack by just adjusting this knob so it's not as sharp. Kind of deal. Once again, velocity. Things like unison make things sound a lot softer, like things that are stereo wide. Is one way. Lots of reverb. So what I had going on in the previous thing was more of like I'll do it again, but basically what I had done was like I took in the volume into consideration while doing it, and notice how there's an attack right now, and we'll eliminate that in a second. But if you add some prism, it kind of like spreads the harmonics. And this is good for getting like bells. Throw in like some harmonizer. And then you can detune it up an octave. And to get rid of the attack, I would just put this up. And then you can filter it. You could make like an actual articulation of the a pluck if you wanted to. You could use the pluck of Harmor that's built in. Doesn't work the same way as a filter does, but that's an option. Unison can make it like softer as well. Like that. If you want to make it really soft, so high stuff can kind of make things sound sharper and not as soft. So if you go to the local EQ in the drop down here of Harmor, you can like take away this last bit here, like this or something, if you want to. Now, it will just add some like parts to the edge here and kind of change like the phase a bit, but that's actually going to massively change the sound. So you can move that to your liking. But I got rid of some of the high stuff now. Ish. Makes small differences to the wave, but yeah, I get rid of some of the high stuff. Switching to a square wave puts you on like odd harmonics, so that can also like reduce theoretically like half the amount of tones and reduce like overtones, so then you end up with like really like soft things. Yeah, that's I can really think of, to be honest, for making soft chords. As far as like making in-depth ones, you'd need to use this image section here. And I don't know, like throw it. This thing doesn't support. But you can see in like a piano, for example, they use so what they did was they sampled in the actual sound of a piano, like a note being played, and then in here it's just kind of the click of someone pressing on a keyboard. And then so these are pretty soft, for example, but they're not exactly like high quality. If you even look at the harmonics here, I'm pretty sure there's a filter that is being key tracked to velocity. Yeah, they have velocity mapping. Is it on the filter? I feel like it's on the pluck shape or something. Yeah, it is right here. This sounds super compressed. But basically these chords here sounded soft. see the frequencies are taking up kind of the middle kind of stuff, not really the low or the high, and that's another trick to like, that's like a lot of what soft things would sound like. Soft chords, not exactly plucks, could be like you making a super saw. Like this, and filtering them. You can go look at the pads, for example, in here. Once again, you can look through these pads built into Harmor and see how weird the overtones here look versus your default Harmor. There's like a lot of movement in them, which gives them the pad feel, and pads I feel like are very soft. Still using a saw wave, but using filters and phases and plucks, you can take away from the sound and make it sound softer. And give it like flavor more, which is really cool. That's a pretty cool pad. Yeah, that's all I got on that. I'm more of a... I don't really synthesize like really soft chords. My sine, that sine thing I had going on there. If I can find it. I don't even think I have it. Yeah, anyways, that was like kind of the, like with the just this plain sine wave that I had done a thing on. That was my only soft chord trick, really. So unfortunately, I can't give you too much on like sound design for that. I can tell you how to get those soft sounds, but I don't personally make them. I know how you get them. I just don't make them myself, so I can't just give you like on the spot like masterfully made chords. Unfortunately, I can just kind of like I already showed one at the start, and then also I told you the blur here, this attack volume blur really helps, and using like trying to get like as many like harmonics in there, but like filtering them out gets you like cool results for soft chords. Unison can help. Oh, you know what's also good is vibrato. For those kinds of chords, or detuning them and making them squares.